Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, I was away for 3 minutes. Maybe you asked something, no? No?
No, we didn't ask
Ah,
something. We're just saying hi. Hi's.
yeah, okay. Um, yeah, I can give you maybe a quick update uh, about protocol if you want. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if anyone else is showing up, but we can get started.
Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. Um, so this week was short week in Russia. Yeah, and we are in Russia, so yeah. Um, Basically, we improved our stability this week, so we were fixing bugs after the Rarible.com moved to protocol. So currently, everything is like more stable than a week ago. So we don't have to fix. We fixed already some issues. We started using our new end-to-end tests and caught some bugs using it. So yeah, it already does a good thing. What else? I don't know. I was telling in the Discord that soon we'll get our audit report about our exchange contract. Yeah, and we will be auditing new contracts soon, so starting Monday. I think, oh, Alex here.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi guys.
Yeah, I was just telling what we were doing this week, that we are improving our stability mostly. We are fixing some bugs, and I think that's a good progress. And soon we'll start developing new features. Maybe you can add.
Yeah, I can probably go a little bit more granular.
Okay.
Let me try to process what we've been doing that can be helpful. So I don't know if you know, guys, but we are in the process of redoing our internal architecture so that at first we write the documentation and API specs, and then like out of them we write code. So we'll change the API reference soon. It will be always up to date because it's like the code is generated from them, not the otherwise. So that would be really helpful, and it's almost done now. We will probably release, I don't know, a week after that week, something like that.
Maybe next week. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What else is there? Let me open that up. So, did we change any spec?
I think not. We did not change this week anything. Yeah. I mean, in terms of API.
Yeah, we've changed how last update add is calculated. I don't know if anybody was using that. Probably not. But when we will release that API reference new one, there will be a lot of new methods actually. So like order activity should be there, item activity. So basically the historical data that is being used by Rarible.com now. Like all the Rarible.com features, most of them are now talking to the protocol. Like we're getting bits directly from protocol. Sending orders directly to protocol. We're getting metadata directly from protocol. All the updates. So and activity that you see on Rarible.com is also getting from protocol. The only thing that is added by Rarible com is the likes, followings, names, all sorts of that. So activity will be the part of the protocol, a big one. Aside from that, yep, that's probably all on the changes. I wasn't able to find something really like important to the public. Mostly internal optimizations, yes, improving stability and doing staking.
Okay, great.
Any feature requests from you guys? We're building on protocol, like what can be made better? Because we're slowly there where we can actually do something instead of just pushing it to work.
One thing that'd be.
I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we discussed a bit in the dev channel about deploying a version of the contract that works with like an EIP 1167 proxy framework, where all that does is basically you would deploy a template Rarible contract that would totally work. Then you deploy a separate contract that is like a clone factory, and then anyone that wants to make their own thing doesn't have to deploy from scratch. It'd be way cheaper gas wise. They would just click like basically summon a new lazy minting contract, and it would be cheaper and it would be pre-configured. So we were discussing that in the dev channel, but wanted to we can do that in there, or just but wanted to say that would be helpful.
So that's like for user factories, right?
Yeah, it'd be like a factory for making like lazy minting compatible contracts and stuff.
Yeah, actually, we have two kinds of contracts now. I mean, tokens. One is called user contract, and one is for Rarible. The only difference is that user contracts only allow to mint tokens for one user who owns this collection, and the public collection is for everyone. I think we can make this factory so it will be like you mean a contract, yeah, that we can call a function and it will deploy a new contract that is proxy, yeah.
Not even the proxy.
Yes, it is totally possible. I think we can add this to our backlog.
Yeah, we might just go ahead and like it's as simple as replacing a constructor with an init function and then deploying it. So we might just go ahead and
actually, there is already an init function, so this can be done easily, pretty easily. So our contracts are upgradable. That's why we don't have constructors.
Oh, cool. Already, then this should just work. So we can just give it a try then.
Yeah, you can totally use whatever you need. Just use our contracts. I think that we can. I planned to do pretty the same way for user contracts, and in tests I used something like called like beacon proxy. So it's a proxy that all these contracts, I mean user contracts, will use one implementation that is specified in the beacon. Yeah, so it is relatively cheap. It's about 200K to deploy. So it's not like 3 millions or 4 millions gas. I think that it's good to have such beacon. You can try for yourselves, I mean, to do all this stuff, but I think in the future, in coming weeks, maybe 2 or 3, we will create a beacon, and everyone who wants can deploy their own proxies. But
and that works.
Yeah, what?
Sorry, that will work. That can work with 1178 as well. So there can be beacon and there can be factory that deploys proxy contracts that are cheap and using one beacon as a base. Is
Yeah,
that
but
right?
I think that one standard, I don't remember the number that that you were telling. It's very cheap, but this beacon proxy is a bit more, and it takes more gas, but not too much. But it is more useful. So a beacon proxy is useful because we can have a beacon, but that simple proxy does not. So it just deploys a copy of a contract, and you can't change anything. You can't upgrade it. You can't do anything. So it just relies to the implementation. But all this is possible. Any kind of proxy will work with our contracts.
Yeah, Brody was asking, are the contracts the collections that user can create in the Rarible UI when going to mint an item? And yeah, it's just the current UI creates you the non-lazy minting compatible contract. We haven't yet updated anything concerning the minting part. It's all working with the old contracts right now. So we don't do lazy minting actually on Rarible yet, and that might be a problem.
Yeah, because that's what we were just assuming those contracts would automatically just support lazy minting, and that's what we were planning on using for simplicity. Because that's all we want is like super simple contract that's just lazy mint compatible. Yeah, we just want it under our own name to make it easier to find and whatnot. So
you can deploy from a command line.
Yeah. So now we got to actually create the contract. We were just trying to do it in the UI for simplicity's sake, but
yeah, it will be there at some point.
I have a question. We are building an iOS app and planning to use Taurus, and we talked with Taurus a couple days ago, and they said that right now their iOS support would require we create an app specific wallet, but that presents a problem for us when we have a user minting, and basically that gets populated on Rarible, but it's with a wallet that doesn't really have an identity. They don't have a name or any other associated metadata about that person. Do you plan on kind of updating the API to allow us to populate that for a user, or is there some other kind of workaround that you could imagine there?
It's a really great question. So you can use a private API because Rarible username and other stuff isn't really a part of the protocol. It's the part of the Rarible.com marketplace, and it's stored there. We were assuming that people probably want to have their own names and avatars. So you can override. You can just check from the network the private API that overrides the user settings and use that. I think you can do that. So when you go to Rarible and you update settings, there is an exact call to the backend that updates, that populates the settings.
Oh, so we could make that call directly?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It requires a signature.
Right. Yeah. So we got to do a little hacking to pull that out of the UI and figure out the exact call. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll look into that. Thanks.
Greg has asked the question: is there a design reason why they get items by owner, by creator, don't return metadata? Yeah, it's a good question. So again, do you think we can attach that to the items?
Yeah, actually, it's done this way because it's relatively I mean, you should do one more invocation to get the token URI. That's why it's not there. So and
We would like that too. That would be really helpful for us to have all that metadata already in there.
Save a lot
Yeah,
of-
during the hackathon, I was asked the same question. Isaac,
I
sorry.
mean, you want to have the full metadata in that response, or just a token URI?
We'd love it all, or even if it's just optional. Yeah, we'd love to be able to not have to make a second call to get all the additional metadata.
Ditto.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're trying to get order information or just general information about who owns it, who created. It's that request plus 50 more just get each individual token.
Yeah, I can tell you more about my findings about this and why it's not there. So metadata can be cached very good, so it's almost immutable. And if you make these small requests, get metadata by ID, yeah, it can be cached on many levels, starting from maybe if you have a proxy, then on CDN, then on web server, and this way you will get results faster. So if you execute many requests, I mean get item meta by ID, you will get requests, I mean full data faster than if we put the metadata right into the response. So
Okay.
I was checking. Yeah.
I was gonna ask then, are you guys gonna, I think I've asked this before, but are you guys gonna put any type of rate limiting or anything else like that? I guess that would be a concern, is if you guys eventually start rate limiting a little bit, trying to make 20 requests, 50 requests for each individual token could add up to that.
Sorry, I couldn't hear or understand. Alex, maybe you heard.
I think he was trying to say, like, it would be great if you could do that in the original call rather than making 20 or 50 requests to populate a page of NFTs. We have that issue too.
I think his question was around rate limiting the API calls, like I'm assuming for getting that data.
Yeah, okay. I think we can maybe add some more another variant of the controller that will return the data with metadata. So
it can be an optional parameter to the same controller, probably.
I don't think so, because the model will be different and the types will be different. So I think it's better to have. We'll think about the API maybe a little bit more, but okay, if you think that it's needed, I think that we can think about it and implement. It's not that difficult, but I think okay. So
awesome. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we'll create an issue so we don't forget it. And maybe.
Oh, yeah, I've recorded that. Okay, that's good. Isaac, thanks again for all the documentation work that you've done. It's incredible.
Thanks, guys. And yeah, thanks for everyone that was in that thing helping with the minting docs. Loser minting docs were really solid as well. And also I linked to Brody's, a link to your example app as well. So, or no, I linked to Picnic and also, yeah, just thanks everyone for all the supporting docs as well.
Yeah, I think Evgeny just released the example contract for example code for accepting an order as well. So we might just change this a little text that's saying what the example is supports basically.
A couple questions in the chat here. In terms of royalties, foundation known origin. I don't know if Super Rare can. I don't know if they have an upgradable contract. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so as well. But actually, our contract now has a lot of undocumented features. And one of them is that if you are a collection owner, you can actually go and specify the royalties for that collection in an external contract. So we will contact everyone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Would it be at the artist
Silver.
level? Or Super Rare would set that?
Yeah, does the royalty registry start? No, it's our end. You just need to make a transaction. It would check if you are the collection owner, and if you're a collection owner, you can say, okay, I'm the collection owner for this collection, 10% go to this wallet, and then our exchange starts to automatically respect that every time the transfer is made. So we'll get to everyone and just ask them to submit their royalties. Yeah.
I also see the question about mystery minting from Rarible Storefront. Is this about, I don't remember who, but this question I think was, yeah, asked on Discord, yeah, and I was looking at the contract. Yeah, is it correct? So it's not supported on Rarible Storefront, I mean on Rarible UI, but it's supported on the contract level. So I don't know, Alex, if you followed this. No, do you know what am I talking about? No?
I didn't really get the question actually. What is mystery minting?
I think he was asking about like the style where you mint first and upload IPFS data after, which is what I'm supposed to be shipping on Mystery Drop at some point when I get a moment.
Hey guys, this is Ivan. Yeah, so I'm working with an artist and a dev team, and basically they have 500 assets that they want to sell, but they want it to be a mystery what asset they mint until after the sale is over. So we have a smart contract that's written in the ERC 721 standard. And we just want to know if Rarible will support that with their UI. Like if a buyer would be able to go on Rarible, pay there, click through, and then our contract will mint. It has a function to mint the token, and then go back into the Rarible collection.
Oh. We would only support trading of tokens that are already minted.
Okay.
So if that's a custom sale contract, that won't work.
Okay. You don't have to upload the data.
No, actually, I can see how it can work. I mean, in terms of contracts. So it's relatively easy. I can maybe show Alex when we next talk.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about, and maybe we'll have more info about if it can be made or not. Okay, so
okay.
I can write then on Discord what we what we decided.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll stay tuned on the chat then.
Mhm.
And then do you guys know of any way to do the pre-minting like you're asking, and then still have a mystery component to it?
So yeah, so feel free to follow up with myself or maybe Mark. We can add you to the mystery drop Discord, where I have some scripts that can help, that would be able to help you. And yeah.
Mystery drop. All right, thanks guys.
Yeah, you're basically minting a contract. You're minting an item, and you pre-generate hash. You have all the metadata baked in, but it's not on the IPFS yet. So you'll see like a broken image when you're in the Rarible UI, and then you'll see a broken image in the Rarible UI. Yes, and as soon as you upload that to IPFS, it will be there.
Yeah, we actually have a hosted version of this where it's just not live. We just have been falling down the priority list, but it actually does work where we allow you to upload the assets to like S3 and then put them behind auth so that you can mint them. And then as soon as it calculates all the IPFS hashes. And then when you go to reveal it later, it'll like pin that to IPFS. So yeah, we can walk you through that, and perhaps you could be our first tester.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, there's two good options. So look forward to going over that next week.
Yeah, probably the only problem is that the items would be broken without any metadata.
Mm.
I know we can use image as the question mark and then animation URL as the actual content. And that way there will be question mark, but when animation URL becomes available, it would update. And it's still kind of weird.
Yeah, understood. All right, thanks again.
I guess probably, yeah, one of the best options to do that is to have one version of metadata before the end of the sale and another after, and you update them all at once. In the contract. And we would need to incorporate some kind of update metadata methods because we cache metadata right now. We don't read it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Question from Brody.
Yeah, so my question is pretty much just like, what is the recommendation for receiving payouts on the first sale, regardless of where it's sold? So if it's sold on Rarible or on our site for a lazy minted item, because like we have royalties, but that only counts for like secondary sales.
That counts on the first sale as well.
I mean, it didn't appear to be when I was testing it when we like tracked down all the Etherscan transactions.
We can't actually distinct between the first sale and the secondary sale. So royalties appear on every sale. But if you want to have only, if you want to have some fees only on the first sale, that won't work for you as well. Because if you want to have like 10% of the first sale and then 2% on every secondary sale, then you need to use like payouts origin. When you create the sell order, not when you create the buy order, you can, oh, no, you can use, the best way to do that would be using front-end fees when you create the sell order. Origin fees, not payout, but origin fees, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I keep getting mixed up with all the different kind of fees.
Yeah, I feel like we really need, this comes up a few times now. I feel like we need in the documentation, like a very clear, like here are the fees, and this is the definition of each, just so like projects know what the fees are. And
yeah,
origin
and some examples
aren't really clear. Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to name them front-end fees, but then it was a nice way to name them as origin fees. Yeah, messed up.
Another question on fees. I'm not sure, Lewis or Brody, if you've experienced this, but the only way I've gotten lazy minting to work is by just sending slightly more than the value of the asset. So if it's like 0.5 ETH, I can send 0.5 ETH plus like 100 Wei even, and it'll go through. And then the change goes back to the original buyer. But if you just send it exactly the amount, for some reason it wasn't working. Have you guys also experienced that?
I haven't been able to get the purchasing working on our site yet. I just did the purchasing on Rarible UI from a lazy minted item. But
when I was so I have an issue with the lazy minting, but with the lazy minted item that I was able to upload or use on the front end, I was able to, like, purchase and do all that behavior. And there seems to be let me see, I had a 10% royalty. I didn't have any origin fees attached to it, so I was only using royalties on that one. I didn't see them being redirected, and Etherscan is kind of unclear as to whether or not, but I did see that as opposed to being 0.1, it was like 0.025 or something like that. But I think that was like the original Rarible platform fee, maybe.
I maybe didn't understand everything, but today we fixed some bugs about paying these fees, so origin fees and all this. So if you had problems with it, probably they are fixed now.
Okay, I'll try again with the exact asset value. Because yeah, basically it was the asset value would come back as like 0.5, and I would do 0.50.
This is another problem. We need to investigate that one.
Yeah, this is another problem, but actually you should put the value more than 100, I mean, than the price. If there are protocol fees or origin fees. So if they are, then you should put higher value. But I think you know about this prepare transaction controller that we did a few weeks ago, and it tells you exact value that you need to put there. So there is it returns asset, and it tells what kind of asset is needed for the trade from your side, and it tells you exact amount of Ether or ERC20 tokens that you need to put, that you need to have. So currently that Rarible, I mean Rarible.com, it uses it, and if it sends the transaction with Ether, it puts this amount of Ether with the transaction. So I think it should work okay.
But it sounds really weird, because if the value was really 0.5 and you weren't able to use 0.5 as a value and 100 way helped, that shouldn't work like this. So
yeah, if you notice this, tell me please. Yeah, okay.
Try again, since you said that was fixed. I'll try to remove my little like 100 way fixing thing and see if it goes through now.
Okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't, we should upgrade the contract with the fix, because I'm pretty sure that on the front end we use the exact number without adding anything on top. That might be some bug in the calculation. I don't know.
I guess let us know.
I have a question on the lazy minting with custom contracts. So I tried lazy minting, and obviously it works with the Rarible contracts with the IPFS as the base URI. However, I've been unable to get it to work with a different base URI. I've forked the Rarible contracts, and the only thing I've changed after deploying them is the base URI and the name and the symbol, but the metadata doesn't seem to display. And sharing this in the Discord chat, Isaac said it could be something related to the indexer, but I was able to create the sale in the UI, sell it, buy it, do everything. It's just that the metadata doesn't display. When I mint the same token though, like just direct mint, and then I can see the metadata perfectly fine in the UI. So it seems to just be lazy minting with metadata stored somewhere else.
Okay, so you're telling that the contract works, that you can see lazy means, but you can see the image and the title only when you mint it, but not if you lazy mint it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't know. These are showing if these will show mine or not, but for my ones that I've created on Robston, like I have the most recent one here, which is
Yeah, but I think that yeah, that's better because items is your items, but we can see the.
Yeah, so this
Okay.
one is lazy minted through the contract and the metadata doesn't seem to be showing. But this is a token with the exact same metadata that I directly just standard minted, and it seems to show the metadata perfectly fine.
Okay, I created an issue about it and we'll get sorted. Okay.
Okay.
What about the royalties that didn't get paid out on the first sale? Again, there are a couple questions up in the chat.
Yeah. So you can kind of see there the history. So that first one is the actual image. Then you can see the first sale and the second sale. And you can see the royalties are different there. So I just posted down that last little bit. So that's a public address to like our Gnosis safe, where we should be getting 5% of like all sales. But that first sale never sent any money to that.
Yeah, I will record an issue about it too. Okay, I will create.
Yeah, but we just today fixed the Gnosis safe payouts, right? That might be it.
No. Actually, it should work, or it should just fail transaction if it doesn't work.
Yeah, this was all done or about
I have to
18
check
hours ago.
Okay. Okay, I will create an issue to fix.
Yeah, this is incredibly valuable, guys.
Yeah, that's super helpful. We need to bug hunt this.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's good. At least I know that it's set up how it should be. I mean, would it be possible? I don't know, depending on like how much you guys have prioritized. Would it be nice to maybe present kind of like a protocol roadmap of like goals and milestones of what you're trying to like hit and support? Just like a list, so that way we kind of know what the order that you guys are working at. Because like a lot of these things, I assumed would just happen with the protocol rollout, like all the collections made in the UI would just support lazy minting. Like I just thought that would kind of be an assumption.
Yeah, let me try to find something.
Yeah, like I know it'd be impossible to get like an exact roadmap of like dates that you're trying to hit and everything, but
yeah, but that would be useful because then because if it doesn't work right now with like, where we're storing our metadata, then I need to prioritize storing stuff on IPFS in order to be able to launch sooner.
Yeah, I just feel like I've lost a handful of like hours just assuming things should work when I've come to find out they just haven't even been like implemented yet.
Yeah.
Can you check this? So I've created the board on our Kenny for the protocol. You may submit some feedback there on the protocol. By the way, Eric, you should have received the access to Rarible.org website.
Yeah, I got that.
It would be nice maybe to add the feedback link there.
I was wondering, could you almost pre-populate a little bit of that with things that you plan on doing that you haven't done, just so we kind of have an idea of like what isn't there that you guys have planned on already?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that I'd imagine is going to be dictated by you guys. And I know internally we've talked about a lot of features and things, but at the end of the day, we kind of like, I don't know, expect feedback from apps building on the protocol to kind of steer the direction. Ideally it's like community governed to a certain extent.
I'm trying to pre-populate that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't have to be everything, just like things that you guys are already planning on. Just so we know what is coming, I guess, and what's missing.
Yeah, I feel like the unknown unknown knowns or unknown unknowns are the ones.
Yeah.
Like there are some things that we've talked about, like layer 2 and like
Mhm.
fiat, if that's going to be a big focus and like things like that. But I feel like the features you just mentioned, like I don't know, I hadn't even heard about that, you know. So it helps when the teams are bubbling up like what they want, and then we'll just prioritize it.
Yep.
Yeah, I just created a couple things that we thought about. I guess my big dream is basically to upgrade the protocol to be more on-chain. So at first to add on-chain order book storage. So you can actually like call and create on-chain order. And then to add on-chain timed auctions on top of that. So that as soon as you've got these orders that are on-chain that keep the money inside them, you can then bundle them up into the auction process. That was my dream.
And then, for example, like the burn lazy minted items, this could be like, I was thinking kind of something interesting because I accidentally on mainnet, my first lazy minted item, I accidentally minted it for like 1 ETH, which I didn't mean to. And then I went to go cancel that order, but then it wanted to charge me like 400 some dollars to cancel that order when I like lazy minted it and marked it for free, or marked it for sale for free. So I was like, well, now it's just kind of stuck. So because I'm not going to pay $400 to cancel it. So
Hey, can you cancel that actually, Evgeny?
What cancel?
The
Order.
lazy mint order. Yeah.
yeah, I guess like that first order when I mark it for sale, the lazy minted item, is there a way to cancel it without paying money?
You should be able
Yeah,
to cancel
sure.
that for the usual amount of money.
I mean, maybe $400 is it was an error in the contract, but yeah, actually you can cancel this order and it can be done on chain.
All right,
So,
let me see right now because I did everything on the main like shared Rarible.
yeah, if you see such big gas, tell me please. But currently we are working on the issue that we know that sometimes the gas is estimated wrongly and it gives you huge number. So
yeah,
probably that's the case, and we are trying to find out why it happens, and yeah, we'll be fixing this soon.
yeah. The only problem is that it usually gives you this high estimated gas only when the transaction is deemed to fail. And I don't understand why this transaction is deemed to fail because it should be able to go through.
Yeah. So if you see this, please tell me. Okay, find
Okay.
me on Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to try to check it again. Did you guys remove Taurus from a wallet selection?
No, you probably changed the browser.
I just went to rarible.com/connect, and
Yeah.
I don't see it as an option at all.
You don't see Taurus as an option.
Mm.
It's weird. Which browser do you use?
I'm using Brave right now.
Yeah, the Taurus doesn't work in Brave actually.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, didn't even know that.
So you use Taurus in another wallet, in another browser, probably.
Yeah, I probably used it in Chrome. I have a bunch of browsers. Let's see here.
maybe any more requests, or what you think will be good for the protocol to add? I mean, any thoughts? Because it will be helpful.
Actually, I just saw a really high gas fee on Rarible.com. I tried to buy one of those Dogecoin NFTs for
Do you have enough money on your wallet?
Yeah. It's for sale at 0.069 ETH. Proceed to payment, and then the gas fee is $709.
Yeah, that's. I just went to go cancel my 1 ETH lazy minted item. It wants to charge $710, say 0.33 ETH.
What's the gas price that it wants you to pay?
That's really weird because
Sounds like a 400 Gwei or something gas price.
Yeah, it's saying that it's the transaction fee, not the gas fee.
why the MetaMask also says alert transaction error exception thrown in the contract code. Does it do that for you?
No, it does not. It is a bug in MetaMask.
Yeah,
3 months ago.
I get that.
But why the item isn't worth to be bought?
Isn't cancel? Is it cancel transaction or buy transaction?
Buy transaction.
I don't know. I have to check the transaction and why it fails. So
it's this token. I just sent it to you.
Okay.
Cool. I just uploaded to Discord in the Rarible DAO Dev General channel the screenshot that I'm seeing to cancel the sale. So you guys can see.
Can you please link an item?
Yep. Yeah, I'll link the item as well there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Yeah, because we were thinking if somebody like was using our service, accidentally marked something for sale, and they're like, "Oh, maybe I don't want to sell it anymore." They don't want to have to pay money to
Sorry.
at least that much money to cancel it.
Yeah, it's a bug. You should be able to cancel that.
Okay.
The thing we're referring to is like the burn lazy minted tokens, because they are created on the protocol backend. And if you query your items, even if they are not on sale, you would see this item, and you need to be able to burn it.
Yep.
Okay, that's really weird.
What's the analogy? Like it's like you're upgrading your plane mid-flight, right? I forget, someone used an example like that. Basically, we're already flying and we're trying to change the engines and like everything, right? All right. Any last questions? 8 minutes left.
No, I mean, I think this was a really good, valuable dev call, though. A lot to figure out.
Yeah, totally. And I know, Greg, what you're working on with Picnic. If you have any feature requests as well, make sure you bubble those up, and like we basically just need to listen to apps and projects and figure out what they need. And so super useful to hear from everyone. And I'm going to keep relaying information from other teams and things. So. All right, cool. I guess we can end it at that. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.